Hello there, whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of my ramblings. And yes, it is summer. It is 30 degrees Celsius outside, so this is just too hot to enjoy a good single malt. Or is it? Whenever I look for a summer dram, I always turn to my favorite distillery, Auchentoshan. And a particularly good summer dram is the Auchentoshan Select, and that's the one I would like to talk to you about today. Now, the Select has been around since the early 90s. It was first released in this, what I call the Kite label series by Auchentoshan. They released this in the early 90s when they also had the 10-year-old and the 21-year-old in the Kite label. They did not yet have the 3-wood. That would have to wait until later when they turned to, that was, I believe it was in 1995, they started using this type of label. Some people call it the mushroom label. I much prefer the temple label, as it looks a bit like an Indian temple, you know, and sounds better than mushroom label. This is the Auchentoshan Select in the temple label as of 1995 until the early 2000s. It wasn't until 2008 when Auchentoshan rebranded their whiskies, and they came up with this square bottle, which I quite like. I quite like the shape of this, which is an award-winning shape, by the way. And then they overhauled all the labels, etc., and they moved the Auchentoshan Select to the duty-free range, hence the 1-litre bottle. Now, the Auchentoshan Select, as of 2012, is no longer being produced. It was replaced by the Springwood and the Heartwood, which I've already talked about in one of the previous ramblings. So check that out if you're looking for more information on those two. Auchentoshan Select moved to the duty-free range, but nevertheless, I still find it to be one of the better summer drams, one of the few whiskies that can be enjoyed in this hot summer weather. Now, but let's turn back to the Kite shape label, because you can see here it has the word Select on it, but that was not always the case. Ta-da! Here's another one, but this one lacks the word Select. And the tube in which it came is exactly the same. One has the word Select on it, the other one has not. That was a bit of a mystery. So I talked to a few people at Auchentoshan, and one of them came up with the answer. This one, without the word Select, was for the Italian market. There you have it. That's the one I would like to try today. So, 1994 this one was bottled. So even though it is a no age statement whiskey, probably meaning it is quite young whiskey that went in there, it has been bottled for over 20 years. Well, close to 20 years, I should say. There we go. Here's another one. That's the one I've opened already, and as you can see, it's been a long hot summer. It's got a screw cap with plastic on it to pour, which is so 90s. Got me a glass here that I've been keeping in the shade. There you go. The Auchentoshan Select for the Italian market, actually, because this is one without the word Select on it, and you can tell by the Italian tax stamp on it. And it's even got a bit of Italian text on the back as well, or for whatever that's worth. So, the Auchentoshan Select, a no age statement, young whiskey, a summer dram, with a beautiful bright golden sheen on it. It comes down the glass rather quickly, so this is a light-bodied whiskey, which is no big surprise as Auchentoshan is triple distilled, so it does give you a lighter, more delicate spirit. And despite the fact that it's been in the bottle for almost 20 years, this one does not suffer from what we call OBE, or the old bottle effect, you know, the smell of sneakers or linoleum or unwashed sports socks. No, this one is quite fresh. A lot of malt in there, sugared malt, a sweet malt backbone on the nose, but it's got this nice hint of green apple peelings, bit of lime in there. Very light, very fresh, and very good for this type of weather. On the palate then. Just a touch oily, not very much though, just a wee bit oily. But it goes down so smoothly. It's very soft and gentle. It's got no bite whatsoever. I get a bit of aniseed in there, but again, the backbone is sugared malt, apples, lime in this case as well, a bit of toffee even, and maybe all the way in the back a hint of banana. The finish, however, the finish is very, very short. But that's to be expected. This is a young whiskey, this is a fairly innocent whiskey, not very demanding on the palate, but that's not what you're looking for when you try to enjoy a drink in the summer. I know there's alternatives, you can have cocktails and whatnot, but I prefer my whiskey, even in this type of weather. So, a bit of blasphemy maybe, but in this case, I have no trouble whatsoever of adding a small cube of ice to my whiskey. Why the hell not? Summer's here, it's beautiful weather, beautiful day, and I like my scotch. I love my Auchentoshan. That's it for this Whisky Rambling. Hope to see you again at one of Mark's Whisky Ramblings real soon. Until then, may the malt be with you. Bye bye.